Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see if I can see myself. This was impromptu, so I don't expect a lot of people to be here, but if you are, good morning. I have a cup of coffee. I also have a cup of water. I thought I would go live this morning. It's been a long time since I've been on here, and I just, wanted to say hi. Check in. A lot is happening. Let's see. Can I hear myself? Yep. Okay, I can hear myself. Okay, so turn that off. So good morning, everybody. Uh, yeah. Where do I even start? Right? Where do I even start? Um, I guess this morning I just want to talk a little bit about what I've been up to. Some health updates. Not super fun, but I'm okay. It just some of it sucks. Also, some updates on the big project that's coming. I'm really excited about it. Also, good morning. Hi, good morning. Also, I'm going to put it at the end of the chat because I have been told that I am too political, but I am going to talk about what's going on in my community. I am ground zero. I live in the metro and of the Twin Cities, and I live in a very diverse neighborhood. Um, yeah, my area is known to not be white. So, um, yeah, a lot of what's happening impacts my community. Good morning. Oh, hi. Good morning. I see you. Morning. You guys early birds? Well, it's not actually that early. Mhm. Yeah, I know. People have told me that. What I also find funny is like personal acquaintances, families, members. The only time I'm told I'm being too political is when I'm talking about human rights, which I don't even think are politics. I just think they're like God-given. So it's like, okay, like nobody cares if I'm like, you know what? They should really fix the potholes on West 7th. And you know what? We should invest more in our parks. Like those are political stances too, but nobody gets mad about that. Oh, hello. Hi. Hi, Susie Ellen. Hi. Um, okay, so let's do a short little content update. So I had a huge sale all put together for this weekend. But I ended up in the ER and then in the OR. So sale's not gonna happen. If, and this is a big if I feel up to it this week, I might do a very small sale with the stuff that is super duper for Valentine's Day because I curated some really cute things. Um, yeah, and it's just like it's a bummer because I don't want to sell them in February at Valentine's Day. I would like people to have them in time to decorate. So it's just a little bit of a bummer because it's getting late, so really I'll show you these. I got some really cute Valentine's postcards, just really exceptional ones. I'm really excited about them. Isn't that cute? Yeah, I thought these ones were really good. And this one is so different and so cheeky, and I love it. But yeah, so I have Valentine's stuff. And if I feel up to it, I will do a mini sale and it'll probably just turn up whenever. That being said, my work is priority right now, and it's not my typical work. So we'll get into that in a little bit. but my work is priority right now. And if I am needed, I won't be doing the sale. I will cancel it. I will go wherever I'm needed. So, well, good update. I am completely, well, I mean, not exactly where I want to be, but I am pretty dang on schedule with my big project that I have been teasing for months and months and months. I'm trying to think, how long have I worked on this? 6 months? 6 months? Yeah, 6 months. I've been working on it for 6 months, and a lot of work. A lot of work. The last time I did something even close to this, it took me about 3 years to do it. But with experience, I can do things faster. I also had a more um, very clear vision of what this was. Hi. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Um, oh, yeah, the butterfly one is beautiful. Yes, it is. Thank you for the thoughts. Thank you so much. It means a lot. It really does. It means a lot when anyone checks in any chat, says hi. One thing that happens when things get tough is people don't know what to say and they'll avoid you. And it's like, no, 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 like this is the time they need you the most. So, but I understand where that comes from. But yeah, it could be a lot when all of a sudden the people around you go silent. But I'm very excited about the project, you guys. This could be a really big deal. My goal for the project is to make as many people happy as possible with it. That's my goal. And yeah, I was not planning on doing this project. It was not something I ever thought of until I ran across something at auction. Um, I just ran across it, and the moment I saw it, I was like, I know what I'm going to do with that. I know what that has to become something. I know what it's going to be. I can make it happen. We're doing it. And the person that it's about is extremely, extremely famous. And what's funny is, as I've done this work, I've started to get to know them more. And God, we are so similar. So similar. It's actually kind of wild, the things in our life that are super similar. In fact, I would say she probably has the same attachment style as I do. She probably has CPTSD just like I do. Um, she's probably an INFJ just like me. Like there's so many things that are similar, getting to know this person. Mhm. I'm surprised how many people be here. I'm thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, good morning, chat. So anyways, the first video you will see about the project will be February 14th. It'll be an unboxing. So that unboxing is when I got the shipment in. The shipment was last June. So I've been sitting on this video for a while. Um, so that's what that first video will be. You'll be unboxing it with me. Then there will be an option for 99 cents to pick up a extended unboxing if you're interested. You absolutely don't have to, but I recorded so much video opening it that I was like, you know what? I'll do an extended if people are interested. But I don't want to make the main video with all that was in there. But the extended's really fun because I read a lot more in the extended, and it'll give you a chuckle. It'll give you a laugh. It's pretty good. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. There are pieces I've never done before. Um, yeah, I'm just really excited, and I think you guys are gonna be really excited too. The project, I am trying to pay myself back. This is the largest investment I've ever made in something like this. Um, I was kind of betting on it being awesome. I'm betting on global interest of this. We'll see. We will see. And yeah, I just don't know. And then I have to laugh because, yeah, okay, so that's going well. So let's just go into my health. So I have to laugh. I ended up in the ER this week and in the OR. So at first, I went to the urgency room. I was pretty sure I had a kidney stone because I was in great pain through the night, having bathroom stuff. And I kept drinking water, drinking water, drinking water, drinking water, to like, that's what they tell you to do. And it did get better in the morning. So I went in and they did all the tests and all the things, and we were waiting to get tests back, right? And then I got a call at 6 that evening and they said, "Hey, you have to go to the ER now." Um, and I was like, "Oh, that's just not a fun thing to hear." So they're like, "Yeah, it's not good. You have to go right now and you have to go get a CT scan." So went and did that. And I tell you right now, y'all, our hospitals right now are overwhelmed. There are not enough beds in the Twin Cities for people who need them. When I went into the ER, they took great care of me. This is not a knock on the ER in any way, but I was in the hallway for 12 hours throughout the night. Um, I got to sleep for about 3 hours in a bed. It was a makeshift room that was actually an operating room, and it was like a gurney bed. It was not comfortable. And then they had to pull me out of there because they needed the operating room. And then they shoved me back in the hallway, sitting on the bed again. But yeah, it was over 12 hours that I was sitting on a gurney out in the emergency room in the hallway. Not fun, but I understand. I'm not one of those patients that was like dying. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like if they're like not that worried about you, you're probably the one that's doing the best in the ER, if that makes sense. So what ended up happening is I have kidney stones on both sides. There's a husband and a wife, I'm gonna say, and they will be evicted soon. But right now, I had to get stints put in, and it's extremely uncomfortable. And my kidneys are infected because of the backup, because of the kidney stones. So that was why it was so important that I go in right away. Kidney infection can leave permanent damage throughout your life. And as you know, if you have damage on your kidneys throughout your life, that can be very dangerous. You need a transplant. Like Jason talks about that on his channel sometimes. And yes, I have 2 cups right now. I have coffee and water because I'm drinking water like I've never drank before. Um, as much as I make fun of like those Stanley Cup people with the giant cups, I should probably get one. So I'm really uncomfortable. I don't feel great. Um, and I'll have to go back into the OR in 2 weeks. And then they're gonna blast that couple out of there. So they're gonna get blasted, and then I get a whole new set of stints put in. And then it'll be about another week, and I go back into the OR again. And then they'll remove the uh, uh, stints. So I have to do this same basic procedure 3 times. And it's just purely because of the infection. They couldn't blast the stones right now. It was too dangerous. Oh yes, butterfly nurse. I'm sure of it. I'm sure that's part of it. So that's why I have to go back and go back and go back. It's my first rodeo with this. My mother has had lots and lots of kidney stones throughout her life, but I never have. This is my first time, and I was looking up like what could cause kidney stones, and it's funny. My endocrinologist had me switch to a more protein heavy diet just because of my age. She's like, you need protein at your age, da da da. And like everything that I found that I liked that I added to my diet is really bad for kidney stones. From spinach to strawberries to salmon to cashews, like every single one of them has like this whatever, some type of something in it that is like bad for kidney stones. And so I kind of laughed. I was like, the fact that I've been on a different diet for 6 months and now I have kidney stones, it kind of tracks. Like, it kind of feels right. So and I don't know if that really did it. I don't. With it being in my family line, that could not have done it, but it made me giggle because now I have to like rethink all the healthy foods and like choose new healthy foods because it's like, well, you should not probably lean on everything single food that's in the no list. Oh, and like it's so early in the year. I mean, at least I'll get my deductible and my out of pocket will be done the beginning of the year, which is awesome. But also, I was not prepared for this kind of bill, um, with regards to the big project. The big project cost a lot of money. And so it's like, am I going to end up doing like a GoFundMe situation? And then people are going to be like, wow, she's so greedy. She's double dipping, when my big project comes out. And it's like, no, I'm literally just paying myself back with the big project. And um, I'm going to tell you right now, if I'll give you guys a little bit inside of it. I'm doing crowdfunding for the big project. And my goal, I know, I'm very much an A type personality, so I do like to check things off a list. Yes. So I'm doing crowdfunding for the project. And it looks like I'm asking for a ton of money, but it's not. What I'm making is very high quality, very nice. And my goal for the crowdfunding is going to be $10,000. And that's literally just to make the thing. It's just to bring that into the world. That's not even paying myself back. If I make $10,000, I pay for shipping, I pay for packaging, I pay for getting the thing made. I paid for shipping thing here, shipping out. Like it's not even, I'm breaking even. Breaking even if I can make the 10,000. So we'll see. Yeah, but I was just had to laugh. I was like, oh my God, what if I have to do like a GoFundMe? And then people are like, what is she doing? She's just paying all this money for this thing, not realizing that like I have to pay taxes on that, plus I have to pay Kickstarter on that, plus like I'm just breaking even. Crap. Oh goodness. So strange times we live in. And also I just like there's a part of me that feels really, really, really guilty about doing this project because it's very indulgent. It's very much following my passion and having fun. And there is so much happening right now that there's guilt behind that. Um, but also like having fun, doing what you want. That's what they don't want to happen. They want us to burn out. Um, Creating something beautiful and putting it in the world when the world wants you to burn out is kind of a form of resistance in a way. They say some of the best artwork, some of the best things created are created in times of darkness. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm really, really proud of it, but my timing is a little, it's a little weird. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. Um, but yes, if I feel up to it, I will pop on for um, a very small Valentine's sale. Like I just have some beautiful little things that I just would love to bring. Sweet little Joseph originals. Um, let's see what else. Oh, I just love these. I gosh. It's a little assemblage. And she's got a little mouse on a shoe there. And they're in a pink teacup. And then on the back, I have a little girl sewing. I kind of thought of it as like Cinderella when she was a little girl sewing. And it's got a flapper necklace in there, and it's just really cute. So like those are just so Valentine's Day that it's like, ugh, if I have to hold on to them. Um, oh, I know. Thank you so much. I really followed my passion on this one. Uh, I honestly, as like, oh God, and I know how really self-involved this sounds. I think I am the only person in the world that could do the project that I'm working on. Hi, Tiger. And hi and hello to everybody. If I missed somebody, I'm sorry. I've been trying to watch. But I truly do believe like the project found me. Um, yeah. it's just so up my alley. It draws on all my skills, it draws on all my passions. Uh, and the person it's about, I feel, was kind of like, just do it. Like I'm pretty sure they were on my side for the whole thing because it could have cost way more, and it didn't. And I think the person wanted me to make it. But yeah, we'll see. Also, work is a bit crazy. I know how heavy some of this is, but I'm going to tell you right now, y'all aren't seeing how bad it is. No one across the country is truly seeing how bad it is here. It is terrifying. Just regular white people don't want to leave their house, and we aren't the target. Yeah, there is so many people that don't want to leave their house. We have underground networks taking groceries to immigrant families all over the cities. Their families in hiding. The tactics that are being used are like they're calling in bomb threats to like churches, schools, food shelves, community centers to get people to come out of the building so they can get them. They have attacked children on school grounds. They've dragged children who are American citizens out from their jobs. They were just working at Target, dropped them off a mile away, pushed them out of a moving vehicle. It's just the amount of civilians that didn't want to be involved who got taken is terrifying. I debated showing some videos on here. I will never show anyone like being fatally wounded, or I won't show any of that. But I debated showing some because there's so much that people haven't seen. God, there's this autistic woman who was just trying to get to her doctor appointment, and she turned down the wrong road. She didn't know it was occupied. And they broke into her car, ripped her out of it, and she just is screaming, I just want to go to the doctor. I just want to go to the doctor. And they're carrying her out like you would carry a coffin by her arms and her legs, dragging her out like that. That would be traumatizing to anyone. For someone who's autistic, that is life-changing. There is a lot of questions around, well, why aren't our police helping us? Okay, there's a lot of questions around that. And the reason is because if the police went against the federal government, hi, baby, come here, Captain Jack's here. Come say hi. Come say hi. If the police get involved, it would officially be a civil war. Like, that's really where we are. I don't think people understand that, but that's where we are. It would be civil war. And I can tell you right now, the current administration wants it. That's what they want. That's what they're hoping to get out of this. So that's why civilians are showing up every day. That's why people are getting gassed. And that's why so many people are showing up, because the police really can't. Their hands are tied. As much as they would like to do something, they're outgunned, they're outmanned. And if it is shown that police is going against this group, the DOJ and this administration will make it war. And this will be ground zero. That's where we are. And I'm not being extreme in saying that. I'm not like over exaggerating, nothing. Like, that's where we are. That is really where we are. Right now on the ground, there are about 3 times the agents as there are police officers in all of Minneapolis and St. Paul combined. That's how many agents there are here. Okay, does that make sense? Like, the amount of police we have in the Twin Cities to patrol the Twin Cities. There are 3 times that amount of agents here. Okay. They are highly armed. The really the only bill our Congress has passed in this session that mattered. Our Congress this has been one of the most ineffective Congresses of all time. And it's because everything's been doing through executive order and they've stripped them of their powers. The big beautiful bill, it funded the federal agents through the nose. It gave them so much funding that they have just way more weapons, way more everything. It's the amount of funding is insane. Yeah, I know he didn't lie. No, I agree, Tiger. I think a lot of people, Tiger, didn't really put together the things he said and what it would be. Because he promised he would be a dictator. He said, I'll be a dictator. You want me to be a dictator? I'll be a dictator. Like he said that. Um, he's like, I'll be it. And I mean, people got shirts saying that they were excited about it, cheering it on. And they were cheering on mass deportation. And he was very dehumanizing in his language. I don't know if people thought he was going to create a robust justice system and really do a great job at vetting people or something. I don't know what people thought because people aren't getting due process. They're leaving the country before they even have a chance to get due process. Yeah, I would agree. This is revenge on his heart. He's pissed. Because think what happened in 2020? What happened that was Trump's like biggest mishandling of anything, right? It was the pandemic and it was George Floyd. And he was pissed about it. Um, and he's betting that because there were racial tensions here during George Floyd. Oh, hi. Did you see him? He was seeing my hand. Can you see the shadows? Kinda. Um, they're betting that we are like a powder keg, you know? But what they don't understand is we're not fighting ourselves right now. We're all in this together. Um, it's been really scary hearing that they will not be held to any laws. The administration has said absolute immunity, even for sexual assault. There's rumors that women who are picked up that are being deported. It's awful. Well, Tiger, you realize that overseas, they learned from us. They came over here, they studied American slavery. They learned how our terminology worked and how we dehumanized groups of people and how they could apply it to their party back in the 1930s. So this really actually is innately American, unfortunately. So I would say it's the darkest part of America. I don't want to say this is not America because it is. It truly is. But I would say it's very much the darkest part. And I'm absolutely sure they're looking for a way to start a war any way they can right now. A lot of people are like, he doesn't have the authority to do that. Well, he no checks and balances so far, none. I think he's doing it to stop the next election, the midterms, because he has the lowest approval rating ever of like any administration ever. And people are like, well, he doesn't have the authority to call that off, and it's like it doesn't matter at this point. No one has checked him on anything, so we have learned that our checks and balances are only as effective if people are willing to use them. And so for my job, we have we've had people picked up at bus stops. We've had school buses followed. We've had kids attacked on school grounds. We have had kids attacked at their work. We have had students um, at drop off and pickup time being targeted. So what we're doing is anytime students come in and anytime students go out, we have people going out and observing. We'll drive around, we'll be looking, we'll be seeing what's happening. We're communicating through uh, secure communications. I got myself whistles. There's whistle codes. Yeah, it just sucks. But I'm in. I will go wherever I'm needed. I can't stop what is happening, but I can tell a school to lock down, which is kind of the goal of having somebody observe. Um, but yes, we cannot interfere. Yeah, Congress has given it up. Um, yeah, I mean, they run everything. Um, everything. One thing I do see though online is a lot of like the instigators that are like, I voted for this, blah, 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 blah. You know, like a lot of the really horrible comments that you should not say when human beings are being taken from the streets. They don't live in the Twin Cities. They're probably bots. And then when you go to their channel, they are like rage bait. That's all it is. Like they're probably overseas channels is something I've noticed. It's not a I don't think there are a lot of Americans out there cheering this on the way it appears online. However, I do think Americans are not seeing what is truly happening to the extent of what is happening. I mean, every day families are ripped apart. And here's the other thing, you guys. The the bar has been moved, right? Okay. So let me explain. So yes, all these people, maybe there's like a slight infraction or there was paperwork wrong or there's like something that comes up in the record, right? Okay. Previously, the level of those infractions were just not worth their time. Like there are things like parking tickets or they let a form lapse or like they're just not that big of a deal. Like they're not worth the government spending the money to get somebody out of the country. Like it's just not. And it's trivial, it's minor, it doesn't matter. Well, they've moved the bar, okay? And I think that's the piece a lot of people don't understand is when Trump went into office, his one of his very first executive orders was to get rid of sanctuary sites. He got rid of schools, churches, community areas. What else? You know what I mean? He revoked that, and the U.S. has always had that for immigrants. We've always had that. At least my whole lifetime. Maybe it's not an always thing, but in my whole lifetime, we've always had sanctuary sites for people. Um, so we knew it was coming because of that executive order the first day, but I didn't realize how bad it was going to be. Um, but yes, so what I'm trying to say is they moved the bar. Okay. So that's why all these people are being taken now and they're saying, well, we have the right to, they are the bad people, da 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 da. No, you moved the bar. So people who were here fine, not a big deal. It didn't matter. Doesn't matter if they got a parking ticket. Doesn't matter if when they were 10 years old, they didn't have the right paperwork and now they do. They are going all the way back in people's history and trying to find small infractions as justification to send them out. And that is why a lot of families are in hiding, even though they technically are American citizens, because nobody knows what tiny infraction in the entire time of your life is going to be looked at and be like, oh, nope, you're out, you're a criminal. They moved the bar, okay? And they did that to Tiger's Point in Germany. They moved the bar. The people that were not German citizens, the Jewish people, they were German citizens. They moved the bar. They changed it. They revoked citizenship from all the Jews. So people who are just fine who were protected by law, they moved the bar and all of a sudden they were outside the law. And that's exactly what's happening here. The bar has been moved. And I also think people don't understand how hard it is to get to another country, to get citizenship. I have a friend who has been here since she was a child, doesn't remember anywhere else. It took her 5 years and, like, I think she said $13,000 to get her citizenship. That is a heck of a lot of money if you're, first generation, second generation, trying to get that done. That's a heck of a lot of time. That's confusing stuff. And I also think about, like, I have a friend who she moved to Canada and now their family has dual citizenship. Well, the first thing you do if you want citizenship anywhere, the first thing, like one of the very first criteria, is you have to be in that country. Like, you actually have to be here, and then you start the process. I think a lot of people forget that. Like, you have to get your feet on the land, and then the process starts. So people act like they should have done all their paperwork in Mexico or wherever. It's like, that's not how it works. You first have to have your feet here and say, I'm here. Now I'm starting the process. So my best friend, she moved to Canada. She did because of all the stuff we're talking about right now. But it took her 6 years for her family to get citizenship. And I mean, I beg the question, was she illegal those 6 years in Canada? Following the process? Didn't get her citizenship for 6 years? Was she there illegally? The answer is no. No, she was not. She was just in the process. She just wasn't a citizen yet. You're not illegal if you're in this country and you aren't a citizen yet. It's like, so the black and white of either you're legal or you're illegal is really a false analogy to make people think that only one group is okay and the rest are bad or doing bad things. It's not true. It takes time. And just being here doesn't make it bad. So, let's see. I think I will show one video, but it's a good one. Okay. And I don't know if y'all have seen it. When I grew up, we, let's see. I'm trying to see. Oh, I want to go back. So when I grew up in North Dakota, and my grandma was adopted by a Native American tribe. And so my grandma was a historian, and she was very, very, I guess, woke, you would say, back then. But she would do presentations about history in the 1980s. I have flyers about them. And she would say stuff like, now remember, that trail the white man was using was originally the trail from this tribe, and they were mass slaughtered out of this area. Like, she would constantly remind people, like, this wasn't this before. They came in, the Native Americans had already done this. My grandma was really, really good at that. It's true. Cozy Curated Trottage, it's true. And by the way, they have lost 3 or 4 Native Americans that they've picked up. They have lost them here in the Twin Cities. They are US citizens. They were picked up, they were never let go, and now they are lost. That is terrifying. I think they lost over 1,200 people at Alligator Alcatraz. That's why the judges went after them. Lost 1,200. But anyways, my grandma, even one time, we go to the powwows, the ones that were open to the public. Not all powwows are open to the public. Some are very sacred, but some they'll open to the public. And there's a story about how a massive blizzard came in during this powwow. And so my grandma brought, like, this whole group of 12 into her home. And my grandma didn't have enough groceries to feed 12 people. And somehow, out of any, whatever she had in her cupboards, she pulled everything together and she fed them all. And it's just kind of this beautiful story of like resourcefulness. And I guess they like played music in her house for her. I wasn't there, I was too young. Um, oh, I know. They're trying, what they're trying to do is they're trying to get an excuse to get on the reservations. That's the play. You will see there will be something close to a hostage exchange at some point. You'll see it coming. It'll happen. But yeah, so there's like this story. There's like this whole Indian, like they were, all their powwow stuff in my grandma's house, and they were spent the whole night playing after she fed them, even though like she didn't have groceries, she somehow fed them all. But I want to show you this video because this video is beautiful. And let's see. Allow. Also share audio, yes. Let's see. Okay, share. Okay. I don't know if you're gonna hear this. Just give me like a thumbs up if you hear this, okay? I think this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. The fact that Indigenous people are coming out in support when settlers who came on their land slaughtered their people, did not give them that type of respect, is heartwarming. Heartwarming. They don't have to show up. A country that hasn't shown up for them. And they're showing up here in the Twin Cities, which is freaking amazing. Yeah. Like when I saw that, I just like started bawling. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. I know. Does it make you teary eyed? Yes, it's so beautiful. It's like, I don't know. The one really cool thing is people are really, really bonding together here in the Twin Cities. We're all working together, all of us. Um, we have this thing. I'll show another like funny video. This is not scary. We have this. Let's see. How do I share? Every year we have this sled race. I've only been to it 1 year, but it's really funny. It's like an art sled race. We have a ton of artists in Minnesota. We highly invest in the arts in the state more than any other state in the country. Um, and we do these sled races, and the people have to build like so much of it out of cardboard, and it's an art project, and it's just hilarious, right? And yeah, I'm gonna show you this video. It's really cute. So this year they did the sled race, and people definitely, definitely, definitely took advantage of um of it. So here, this is so funny. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but look at this is so good. It's like Indiana Jones. And look at they gave the chicken a whistle. So anyways, I just that's just funny. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, if you want to look up, there's full videos of this. If you want to look up art sled racing Minneapolis, you'll find it. There's years and years and years of this, but this one is funny because a ton of people took advantage of the current state and protested. Anyone can enter, any age, and they if like a child's going down, everybody's really careful to like make sure the kid's okay. Even if they're a little itty bitty and they made their own sled and want to go down, they're fair game. They can compete too, but everybody's really really make sure they're okay. Um, the adults, we don't care as much. Like if they like wipe out, we're like, man. But the kids, everybody makes sure the kids are okay if they go down. Uh, but yeah, so it's pretty fun. But yes, I'm proud of everybody here. I'm proud of everybody for sticking together because really you have men with giant machine guns, giant arsenals, chemical gas. I have friends who've been chemical gassed. I have friends who have been chemical gassed multiple times. Um, Yeah, and they're going up against protesters that are literally throwing baloney. That's actually happening. Oh, you can pay to cuss. I'm okay with that. If it didn't show it, I can go in and make sure that it shows up. You can pay to cuss. Hold on, let me like sure you're. Oh, you got it. Thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you very much. Let's pin this sucker. Let's pin it to the top. Let's see. Can I do that? Can I? Oh, I can't pin it. Okay. Well, whatever. I tried. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, so that's it. Big project still on its way. Y'all, you're gonna die. You're gonna love it. It's so heartwarming and so happy and like it does. It feels like a bit of resistance, right? It feels like a bit of resistance to do something purely for like pleasure and love and to like celebrate. I'm celebrating women with this. Yeah, it feels good to do that with all the hard stuff happening. I've kind of gotten over the guilt, but for a while there was guilt. But y'all are gonna love it. It's so wonderful. So thank you everybody for being here. Oh, don't worry, don't worry. Like it does go into a little bit of dark stuff, so just fair warning if you watch back. Um, but yes, if I can do a mini sale, I'll do one. It'll be about 12 lots. I had my typical amount. I had like 40 lots set up for a sale, but I ended up in the hospital. So that didn't happen. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited for the project. I think God, I really think y'all are gonna love it. It's really special. I was trying to find something similar to it and thus far I can't find exactly what I'm doing. I found some things that are close, multiple things that are close, but nothing that has my exact take on it. And my take on it is the take y'all will love because we are all vintage ephemera lovers. Well, most of us are. So, and we love the stories behind vintage. And so it's kind of going to be our jam. Oh, thank you. Thank you for you guys made my day too. I just realized I haven't been on here in a really long time and I felt like just saying hi because if I don't do a sale, I won't be on again until February, probably mid-February doing a sale. Um yeah. So hopefully this week you'll see something pop up. It'll be just a mini sale, mini Valentine's sale. Heather Elizabeth has her sale tonight, Antique Agenda. She has hers tonight, I believe. So there will be some lovey-dovey stuff there too, I'm sure. But yeah, it's crazy. Like the idea that I have to keep my passport on me is wild. It's wild. I know so many people that are keeping their papers on them. So many people of color. Um, Yeah, I never thought this would be our country. It's funny, like, this is what this was my fear of what the Middle East was, if that makes sense. I mean, I've never been to the Middle East. I don't really know. Basically all I know is from like books, TV coverage. The book I Am Malala was one of my biggest insights. But what is happening here is basically the fear I had wrapped around the Middle East. And now it's here, which is just a really weird thing to like mentally grapple with. Um, yeah, it's very odd. We have an awesome representative. You've probably heard her being yelled about, Ilhan Omar. She is amazing. And she gave a speech to Congress, I think 2 days ago, and was like, we thought this was the one place we would come where this wouldn't happen. And it just blew my mind because that was words that I couldn't put together myself. And what's also interesting, so she gets a lot of crap. People think that her base is the Somali base. It is not. Her district is mainly white. So it's kind of fascinating. So it is true that Minnesota has the largest population of Somalis outside of Somalia. That is true. And it is because we also have the largest population of Karen and the largest population of Hmong. And I think there are a few other smaller groups that we have the largest populations of, and that is intentional. It is because Minnesota saw immigration and immigrants as an economy booster, not an economy detractor. And so when a lot of countries around the world weren't taking these refugees from different situations, Minnesota specifically went out and said, "You're welcome here." They put in the time, they put in the effort. I forget, is it Lutheran Services? I don't remember, but whatever the organization is that was given so much autonomy and really backed by the state to bring people in, I believe they were defunded a while ago. It might have been Trump's first term. Um, so I believe they don't exist anymore. But there's a reason why Minnesota's so diverse. We saw it as a strength, not as a liability. Um, the next largest population of Somali is in Maine, and I believe they're going to target there next. Yes, I would agree so, William. And I really do think we fear what we don't know. There is this author called Brene Brown. Some of you have probably heard of her. And she says, there is something in your mind called the shitty first draft. And it's that horrible story you tell yourself before you know the truth of a situation. And I think a lot of the target marketing targets the shitty first draft about people that are different. I think it leans into people's fears, their stereotypes. I think it leans into that shitty first draft. Oh, also, I do want to share with you guys. So one of the tactics here that's happening is they're creating generational trauma. Okay, community trauma. It's bigger than one person. If you take one person out of a family, you completely traumatize the whole family, the kids, the next generation. Like they're creating generational trauma here. And I just want to recommend a really good book. Give me a second. In case you might need it as well. The author is actually from the Twin Cities. Um, I want to recommend this because I think it's really important. If you haven't read about generational trauma or haven't really thought about how slavery lives on through generations and what that looks like, this is an amazing book. Let's see. I want to share my screen and I want to go to window. Here it is. Okay. Share. So this is the book. The book is called My Grandmother's Hands. Now it's a thick one, okay? It's like 480 pages or something. It's thick. Um and it's by Resma and they're here. And it's amazing because it talks about racialized trauma, and it talks about it on both sides, by the way. It talks about it on the people that end up enforcing it with law enforcement and such, and it talks about the people it comes down on. And if you haven't really thought before, like how generational trauma from slavery lives on, this is an amazing book to kind of get you seeing the bigger picture of like when somebody's parent is taken, how that traumatizes generations and the entire community. When somebody is shot by the police, how that traumatizes the entire community. It's a really, really good book for that. So if you I highly recommend it. And then before I leave, the last thing I want to put up here is this. If you feel like, God, I want to help, that is a good place to help. So standwithminnesota.com. That is a good place where you can help. And of course, thank you so much, William, for help here. Thank you, everybody, for just showing up here today. It's been stressful for everyone. Everyone, everyone, everyone. Okay. So I hope some of that was helpful for you. Like I said, I originally thought I was going to share some of the sad videos, even just people's interviews about what they went through. God, there's this family that they were chemical bombed, and there was an infant in the car, and the infant stopped breathing. And it's the saddest thing when you see the dad and the mom talk about it. It's just, they were just driving home, you know? But absolute immunity means no one will be held accountable for that. Um, you're welcome. So, yes, I will be back in surgery in 2 weeks, and hopefully everything goes well. It'll go well. It's fine. I'm just really freaking uncomfortable and don't feel well. And yeah, I thank you everybody for sticking around, even though my channel has been really dark. And I think when you see the mystery project, you'll know what I was spending my time on. Uh, I agree. I truly agree. I really agree that, oh yes, Midas Touch, I've seen theirs. Yes, I have. Thank you. That's a good tip to tell people in chat. No, I agree. I hope the immunity only sticks with this. I hope it changes. I believe the immunity has been there for a long time, but there's something about like the rule only applies 60 miles from the border or something like that. Uh, I forget the exact terms, but it it shouldn't apply up here is what I'm trying to say. Um, oh, and here's another piece of good news. Here's another piece of good news. Remember how I said I think there are far, far less people that are for what's happening than it appears? Like online, it really appears like so many people are like, yeah, yeah, we love this. Da, da, da. We voted for this. Remember how I said that? How I was like, I don't think those are real people. I think they're bots. I think they're from other countries. Well, yesterday we had a big, big white supremacist march downtown Minneapolis. It was a J6er, a influencer was leading it. He was going to burn a Quran covered in bacon. He was here to support ICE, and it was an anti-immigration support ICE march. Needless to say, about a dozen people showed up for his march. 3,000 plus anti-ICE protesters showed up, and they literally chased him off. So there's not as many on the other side as you think. Okay. This guy is one of the big voices, highly influential, and he couldn't get more than a dozen people to show up. So that's really great. If you want to go and look up like J6 March, Minneapolis, you could put in the date, the 17th. They chased him off. Also, water balloons have been a really good way to deter people because it's so cold here. It's in the single digits. So people are filling up water balloons, throwing it at them, and it's just so cold, because they're not dressed good enough. They're not wearing thick enough clothes. So they're just not prepared for it. Where, like, here we have the kind of clothes that being hit by a water balloon doesn't matter. Um, But yeah, so that was a really positive thing. I was very scared that the imagery from that was going to be like another Charlottesville. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was going to be terrifying, but it wasn't. It was showing that there are not that many people behind it. So, all right, y'all. That's it. I appreciate you all. And I think of you always. And I don't know if I already showed this on the channel, but I'm going to give you all a sneak peek because you are my best buds. This is what I bought. This is what I bought. This is the big project. I'm not going to show you what's in it, but this is it. So yeah, this is what I bought. So that's where the project comes from. Oh, it does. It just screams goodies. Wait till you see what's in it. So really, really fun, really historic. It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. And then so the 14th is when you'll see me unbox that, okay, of February, and then the 21st is I'll do the video where I talk about the project, how I did it, what it put together, all of it. That video will be telling you everything about it. Thank you. I'm glad you guys appreciate it. I know that it's heavy, and I know that a lot of people don't want to talk about it. And I know that my channel is mainly vintage. However, my channel is just entitled Catherine Young. Guess what Catherine Young is going through right now? Like, this is real life. This is real life. I make no promises. Like, real life sometimes bleeds over into everything. So oh yay. Oh yay. Okay, thank you everybody for coming. I appreciate all you, and I will see you soon. Sooner than later, okay? All right, bye. I appreciate you all, and bye.